Hello everyone, welcome. So this is part 2 of a reading that I did, and I didn't know that this is how these readings are potentially going to flow, but this is where we are right now. And part 1 was talking about not trusting the universe in giving you exactly what you have asked for, and it feeling very foreign to receive because you haven't received in the ways that you've wanted to in the past. So I wanted to pause that reading because it felt like a lot of energy stepping forward, the same as it did for the last readings that I did. There was a 3-parter, but I think this is only going to be 2. But this second part is now that you have perhaps gotten through a little bit of that energy for self. This is now allowing for you to see what possibilities are available to you and perhaps what is going to be given to you. Wow, the Stargate heart chakra opening, unlocking generosity. I'm hearing the shark. That was what was stepping forward. And I had a dream about shark attacks last week, which was very violent and very disturbing. And it didn't make a lot of sense to me. And I'm sharing that because I feel like it might make sense to someone. 109 in the clock there. Earth Star chakra, anchoring in, grounding action, Isis energy. And this is about grounding your energy into the present moment right now. I think that what is going to help everything feel more smoothly, including the last bits of the other reading that I did, is really just grounding yourself into the here and now, because I think some are getting trapped in the expanse and what that feels like and being fearful of it. Not all, but some. But I think for the most part here, everyone is ready to fully receive. And Teams of Light are saying that you have to be grounded enough to be able to receive what is being brought to you. And for some, perhaps this is feeling difficult because this is the most grounded that you've been this lifetime. And I'm hearing it almost feels stale and stagnant. And I think I'm speaking to those that resonate with the cosmos and the stars predominantly, because it feels like, it's such a differentiation from where we've been, what we have been, and it's allowing for oneself to truly master that understanding of it's okay to be here. It's okay to be here, and it's okay to receive everything that you have been asking for. It feels like a real deep lesson in receiving and allowing for that to be exactly what it is. For someone, this is still a lack of self-worth somewhere that is stepping forward. I'm hearing, you don't want to face that because it feels too painful, but I'm hearing you must, in its time, and the time is now. I am presence, the light body activation, accessing the divine within. And everyone is divine that is here. Every soul alive is divine. It's just whether you choose to be on this path or not. And I find it interesting because I've just had drop into me that, perhaps this is the first time that you're hearing anything such as the divine, anything such as light activations, the chakra placements, the Earth Star chakra, the Stargate heart, the I am presence. Perhaps this is the first time you're hearing these words, but your soul knows. It is a soul's recognition that is happening and stepping forward right now. And this is why you feel like you perhaps don't know what is happening. It feels unclear. This feels like a spiritual awakening happening for the first time. And I've only just realized that perhaps I've been sat in that energy to help bring others forward through this process that I've already gotten through, which is really interesting to me because I definitely haven't been feeling fully myself for a little while now. And it didn't make sense to me, but now it's just clicked into me that perhaps I've been going through that process again because new souls are awakening right now. So perhaps that resonates for you if you feel yourself as a soul that is already, cracked open to the degrees that you have, and you feel like, oh gosh, I feel like I'm at square one again. Perhaps this is a mirroring too of that expression. So just be aware of that, because I feel like that might be a very important message for some. The Order of Melchizedek, embraced by light, mission uncovered, don't give up. And for some, you're just uncovering your true soul's mission. And I think that it doesn't look how you expected it to, or perhaps this is something that you are still waiting for. And I'm hearing you're hating it, but you're also waiting for just the right time. And perhaps you are hating it because it's really forcing you to get out of your head and into your heart. With the get out of your head card coming out here below the Two of Cups. It's like it's really forcing you to feel your way through this. And I'm hearing for some, the last thing that you want to do is feel right now. But if that's the case, then that means that there's still something that you're not looking at. So bring that forward. And that's the third time that the Merkaba has stepped forward. And I knew there was going to be another one, but I didn't know which card it was going to be. We've got 3 Merkabas here, so please sit in your Merkaba, everyone that is here. And if you do not know what that means, please do your own research, because I think that in doing your own research, it's going to be helpful for you. And I'm seeing this as a plectrum, and for a while I've been seeing it in this card, but I haven't pulled these cards out for a long time. Soul Star activation, fulfilling your soul contracts, remembering who you are. And I feel disconnected from this. I feel like my energy shifted quite a lot over the past few months, and things that once resonated with me so deeply, I don't feel the same about. And I'm having to trust the process of that, because, yeah, it can be quite destabilizing when things just all of a sudden don't feel the same. And I think that this is perhaps where many are, because things are being recalibrated for you, but also you're just waiting for this one divine spark. I think you had to do a lot for other people, many that are here. And now the energy has been dispersed, and you're waiting for that one thing that I'm hearing. Oh gosh, it's like yours. It's making me want to cry. You're waiting for that one thing to drop in that is going to activate the entirety of your body. And it is just a waiting game. And I keep hearing, oh gosh, it's hard, it's hard, it's hard. Yeah, can I get more on that? The focus. Where's your focus right now? Turn it within. Keep turning within. I'm hearing don't stop digging inside of self. And this is not a digging it like, I'm unhealed, so I need to keep healing. But this is, it's like get to that core bit of soul. Who are you really? For some, it's like you have no idea who you are. And I laugh because I know that that's so multifaceted, but it's like you have no idea who you are and what you are capable of. So come back to you so that you remember. You remember exactly who you are and why you came here. Because for many here, I still don't think you know. And only take what resonates. There will be some that doesn't resonate with at all. But for some, it's like, yeah, you're still waiting. You're still waiting, and it's I want to say it's almost frustrating for me as a reader to feel that energy, because I can feel how much this is painful to some right now, but it's through that pain that is helpful. But at the same time, I feel like there is something doesn't feel right about this pain, and I'm really trying to be as neutral as possible, but I always will say how I feel about something, but something doesn't feel right. So I'm going to cut cords with anything that might be here that doesn't need to be in any of the recipient's energy, because it's like the denseness is so heavy. And as soon as I started to cut cords with anything that need not be here, it's like a pocket of my heart was ready to be opened up. So just be aware of that, everyone. It feels too dense. Perhaps there is something else that is attached to that for whatever reason. So don't let that drag you under. There has to be a clear channel. So make sure that you're doing everything to make yourself be a clear channel. I'm being told to, out the belly of this, I wanted to call it the fortune turtle, but I was calling it the abundance turtle, and I didn't know that we could get inside of this turtle until I think maybe 2 weeks into starting this channel and sharing the abundance turtle. But there is something about sacred geometry, the shell, the catacombs are stepping forward. And that was an energy that I feel like I was very much connecting into in 2022. For some of you, you're ignoring your truth because it doesn't look like everyone else's. And you almost don't want your truth to be your truth, because you know that you have a very obscure path than some. And it's not the usual spiritual path, like many. But I'm hearing it's yours, so that makes it beautiful. And I'm hearing it's almost like you're supposed to be that edge for everyone else, because it's not that everyone else is following something that isn't true, but you bring something else. It's like, and I see it in certain spaces. There is a certain strain of spirituality that runs through everything. There's a certain strain of, anything and energy that runs through anything, which is very beautiful within its own right, within itself. But it feels like if something's running smooth, you run like this. You're smooth for a moment, and then it's something, and then there's something, and then there is something. But I'm hearing it's like you're the person that breaks the energy, breaks the flow, so that people look at themselves deeper. And it's almost like you don't want to be that person, but you are, and that's okay. It's okay to be what you are. And maybe some people label that as shadow. And maybe in certain circumstances you've seen yourself as shadow beings, and that is also okay. But there is something about not everyone here. I feel like I'm only reading for some right now, but there is something about your path not looking the same as everyone else's, and you continue to jump into the abyss where not many are wanting to go. Interconnectedness, synchronicity, and I was hearing genocide. And I always have a time reading that word, Godincient, I honestly can't say it. Godincidences, I can't say it. Godincidences, and it never sticks in my brain. I'm just gonna say godliness. But genocide, oof, it's almost like you bring to the forefront what people want to ignore. 112 on the clock there, but they can't ignore it anymore. And the spiritual path isn't all sunshine and rainbows. And I think that many want it to be, but that's just not the truth. And I think you bring this truth forward so potently that it's almost like it's almost too bright for some. Your truth is so bright that it feels like shadow to others. Wow, that's so interesting. Third eye activation, brow chakra, inner vision, and clear seeing. And for some of you, your visions are coming on ever clearer. And for some of you, you're not supposed to see. You're supposed to just feel. And this is who you are. So allow for yourself to feel. And perhaps you've been told, that you feel too much, which is why I'm hearing it's almost like you've just not wanted yourself to be as emotional as you can be, because it's been making you feel weak of late, because there are still some around you that aren't ready to go as deep as you have. And you sense and you know this too. So remember that everyone has their certain specialities in whatever strain and whatever, what do I want to say? Whatever pocket of expression for a reason. You are supposed to feel. Most of you here, you are supposed to feel. And if you're not feeling, then you're seeing, and that's also okay. You're supposed to see. And we switch between the two, but I think there is something about being truthful about who you know yourself to be. The Marian Sea codes, embracing sensitivity, uniqueness, living with grace. And I feel like, use to your advantage the gifts that you have right now. Don't try to be anything else but yourself. And I think this is perhaps where some are getting unstuck right now, is that you're understanding that you only have to be you. You don't have to be anything else. And don't let anyone else try and sway you onto any other path other than yours. That feels like such a strong message right now. All you have to do is be you and be proud of you. And I feel like I'm going to grab another deck as well, but this is the Angels of Atlantis. And I keep hearing the codes. It's in the codes. So trust in the energy, everyone that is here. And I keep wanting to pull angelic cards. So the angelic council is very much here for everyone. Wow, yeah, so many. They keep pulling from the bottom. I keep pulling from the bottom and bringing them to the top. So there was something in that. And the final two cards are coming from the top of the deck, which is very curious to me. Uriel and friendship. And for some of you, this is making friends with every aspect of your soul. This is allowing for the healing waters to step forward and for you to be able to see clearly your pathway forward. And I think, I started this reading by saying, show me what is possible for the collective. And it almost feels like that didn't want to step forward. It's like it came and it went, because I think that it feels like just such a real tricky time right now, everyone. And that has to just be the truth. That has to just be okay. The Earth Force. And I do believe that this is a photo of Glastonbury with a tour here. And this emerald heart energy is sinking into the heart space of many right now. So just let it. Surrender. Open that heart space up and just surrender with Zadkiel here. So we've got Uriel, Raphael, and Zadkiel. So angel energy might be significant for some right now. So many, because there has just been so many cards that step forward. Jovial and meditation. And make sure that you are meditating with yourself, with your space of light, with whatever you consider to be light at this time, because now is your time. I'm hearing Metatron and divine intelligence, and the divine intelligence lives with each and every soul here. And I believe that we create a map with each other to find the space of what is meant to be discovered within this paradigm of the universes. And Hanel in integrity. Your integrity is paving the way forward for so many. So don't forget that. Even if you feel like, things don't look how they should in your life, you have helped change so many people's lives. And I think that some just really aren't giving themselves enough credit for the work that you've already done, because you've helped so many on their pathway when they needed it most. And perhaps you haven't been given the thanks that you deserve, but I'm hearing take that for self. Say, I'm grateful for me, and that is enough. Zafkiel and romance. The thorn between two roses. Perhaps the heart just feels really prickly right now. I'm hearing someone's going to be asked out on a date and you're just not expecting it. Yeah, roses. A date and roses. Perhaps this is a request that you put into someone a while ago. And they're going to step forward and do that for you. It's interesting. Someone thought that... What do I want to say? Someone thought that you weren't giving them a real offer. Someone thought that you were just pranking, or I don't know. They just thought they thought you were someone that you're not. And now they realize who you are, and they realize your heart. For whatever reason, in some way, it's like fully clicked to them who you are. It's like they've realized what happened to make you start speaking to them. And then they've gone, oh wait, that's so interesting. I didn't even think of that. I didn't see it. I'm being honest, it feels like they were projecting their own energy onto you. And now that they've grown a little bit, they can see that you were never in that energy. Wow. Yeah, it's making me want to cry, because, and I think this is going a bit wider now. It's almost like so many are seeing who you truly are, and it's hurting them because they realize how much they hurt you. And they're like, oh my gosh, like I was so wrong about this person. So wrong. And there's always lesson, so if you are a person that is feeling that way, that is receiving this reading, know that, say your apologies where it needs to be, but know that whatever happened, it's always working out for everyone's best benefit somewhere down the line. And that has to be the truth. And I feel like that's been my only saving grace in certain circumstances, is just knowing that everything is always working out for everyone at some point for their best benefit, even when it doesn't seem like it. So you might want to connect into the Ho'oponopono practice, which is an ancient Hawaiian prayer of forgiveness, which I've been tagging in the description for some time now. But there's a date stepping forward for somebody. Security. Yeah, someone wants to give you security. Zadkiel. Raziel and retreat. And maybe this energy is making someone to retreat right now. Perhaps you just don't want other people in your energy, and respect your own boundaries. But I'm hearing this offer is solid. This is a real offer. And perhaps you might be uncertain when it comes in, because you know what this person gave to you at a certain time, or you thought that this person, they didn't see eye to eye because they didn't. But I'm hearing something has shifted. Yeah, they have a lot of gratitude for this life in a way that they didn't before. And I'm seeing this, reading this as like, gluttony and greed, and just trying all options, maybe it was just as innocent as they just wanted to see what was out there, and now they've seen what's out there, and they're like, actually, now I know what I want. Yeah, I'm hearing, I'm bringing it home. Zadkiel. Sandalphon and love with JC on there. And I feel like for some, you're not even in that energy right now. You're just focusing on self. You're focusing on the divine. And I want to say that's the best pathway for you right now. And whatever else happens outside of that, that's okay. But allow for yourself to receive. That seems like the main message right now. As soon as I said receive, I feel like everything, the energy just lifted just ever so slightly into like a new caliber, into a new bracket. And I feel like since I've been speaking about love and romance, everything has shifted. Everything feels lighter in this collective energy. Oh gosh, collective. All everyone wants is love. And I think we forget this. And we want to be, you know, these high level spiritual beings that, you know, all we need is to give to others and blah blah blah. But it is love. We want to receive love and we want to give love. And that was what I was told my mission is this lifetime, is to love and be loved. And you know, it's been a long journey of giving love to myself. So perhaps you're on this journey too, and your teams of light are saying it's okay. It's okay. I just keep hearing it's okay. Michael and enchantment. I'm on 20 minutes. I don't know how that's happened. So there is something in time management right now being something that is essential for some, and not getting lost. Don't get lost in the source. Don't get lost in the time or the timings too. If things haven't been happening in the timings that you're wanting it to, know that it is happening in divine right time, and you have to just trust that. And feel and forgiveness, and forgive yourself and others for the past, because everything is anew. And Zafkiel and ecstasy, and this is going on top of the romance, gratitude, and now ecstasy. And I'm being drawn to rapture here, and that's going to be significant for some, what happened at the rapture. Zafkiel and compassion. And I feel like I just keep saying Zafkiel, Zafkiel, Zafkiel a lot. So some of you might want to be looking into that angel for some. Hanel and courage. But you're going to have to be courageous, those that are here, in stepping into this new vibration. And I feel like that is what is coming forward for this collective, with Chiron moving through Taurus the other day, and this idea of the wounded warrior stepping forward, this idea of who you truly are at a soul-centric space, I think is challenging the collective right now, because perhaps you're feeling things that you've never felt before. Perhaps you're feeling into new spaces at a deeper capacity, which is really testing you and pushing you to live to the fullest of your existence. So I'm going to put this courage card in the community tab for today when you receive this reading. But yeah, there is going to be a part 2, everyone, because I can see myself pulling other cards, but for this reading specifically. So I'm going to pause here, and I'm going to film this on another day to this, and yeah, we'll see what wants to come through, everyone. But I am going to be making notes between this reading and the next, I think, because I feel like this is an important frequency of energy that is hitting the collective through this wounded warrior portal space. I want to say it's like healing something once and for all. Get into the core root. 2207 is confirmation. Get into the core root of why you are here and what has been painful and what you deserve now. Yeah, I'm being asked to call it here, everyone. So take care. And if you do feel the need to be connecting with me in some way, please do not hesitate to reach out to me. We can have some energy healing together. We can meditate together. We can do some clearing for you, or you can have an extended reading. Please do not hesitate to reach out. And yeah, past life regressions too. I feel like that might be helpful to some, to see the past lives, to see the patterns, so that you can step forward into a new. But that's all for today. Take care.